The alleged alien attacks began in July this year. An isolated indigenous community in rural Peru claims so. Villagers say they were being harassed by strange beings, who even tried to kidnap a 15-year-old girl from the village. Locals say they saw armored aliens that looked like the Green Goblin, one of the arch-enemies of the superhero Spider-Man. These so-called aliens have long heads with yellowish eyes, and they surf the wind with the help of their shoes. They rise up, then float at a height of about a meter. One of the villagers even shot what he called an alien, but the being didn't fall. It elevated further, then disappeared. Sounds shady, but just as curious, especially because of the timing. This comes just weeks after the US congressional hearings about UFOs. So obviously, the matter blew up. It fed into the global conversation on extraterrestrial life visiting Earth. Believers analyzed every bit of the grainy videos. Skeptics slammed them for, believing that aliens haunt Peru. After all, the alien quota is limited to America, at least according to Hollywood. Eventually, the news spread like wildfire, and it was time for authorities to get involved. The Peruvian Navy and police traveled to the village and began investigations, after which they concluded that the perpetrators weren't aliens, but members of illegal gold mining gangs who traveled from Colombia and Brazil. They used advanced flying technology like thrusters that allow people to fly, and terrorized the Peruvian community. Sounds slightly anticlimactic, but the gangs must be given points for creativity. And thankfully, this wasn't the beginning of an alien invasion for Peru.
I think we can all agree that freedom of expression is not limitless. Your words have consequences. Your actions have fallouts. So the line must be drawn somewhere. The only question is where. So there are upgrades across the board. All three defense services are getting bigger and more lethal weapons. And this is the need of the hour. China's build-up on the border remains a concern, 38 months and counting. India needs better weapons to secure its front lines. So arms trade is just another source of income for them. And this is a serious setback in the fight against terrorism, all because of American callousness. So the stock rally is like a vote of confidence from investors. They are betting on India. They're positive about the India story. It's the government's job now to repay that faith. This incident once again highlights the role of social media and the internet. It's a double-edged sword, really. So tough times for the world. There is inflation, layoffs and pay cuts. But not for King Charles of Britain. Forget pay cuts. He's all set to receive a massive pay hike. What is offensive to one religion could be sacred to another. Europe must realize this. They keep lecturing the world about minorities, how they should be protected, how their rights and culture must be promoted. But at home, it's the exact opposite. People are burning the holy book of your minority group. And what is your response? You say it's freedom of expression.